We're on.
Sorry, I had everyone
In
yelling in the
progress.
background, bloody loud as hell. Um, where are we? All right, rightio, we're just about to go live now. I'll kick it off with rightio. Welcome, fellow pro punters, to our podcast for Saturday the 20th. Sit back and relax and enjoy a deep dive into the feature races of the weekend. Afternoon, Muzzer. How's everything up north?
Mate, first I've got to apologise to you and our listeners and our little fans out there because we had a bit of a traffic jam here on the Goldie and the roads were blocked up for an hour, 2 hours, and I was just sort of sitting in the middle of the road doing nothing, getting pretty aggro. But anyway, we're back here now, so that's all that matters. But no, all good, mate. We need to rock and roll. Sort of, getting over a little bit of pain and suffering from last week's schmozzle, those favourites that I thought absolutely, declared them, did no good. The dish lickers were a bit stiff.
Yeah,
We
oh
got
yeah, one
beat
of them.
a couple of seconds. But still, if the followers got on, they would have been all right because they paid nice in a place. So, all in all, ready to go for fill up the Christmas sack and hopefully find some winners this week.
Beautiful. Hopefully strong into 2026. Rightio, we'll kick it off with Ascot, the Ted Van Hemp Stakes, race nine. It's not a race I'm going to be betting into, but I'm sticking with the Victorian runner, number one, Apulia. $3. It's only paying $3. Ran on okay last start out of the Group 1 Northerly Stakes. Rising in distance will suit and should be at peak fitness. Drawn okay if he doesn't get held up on the fence. Could be running on well late in an open race. Short thoughts.
Sorry. It's always funny, these races, because I went through, as you know, I've got a program, so I put the horses through, and a lot of these horses are coming back from big events. So, some of the lightly weight stuff I've just put here, a lot of horses coming back in grade, very, very open race, which I think it is. And look, I think you're right. My only problem I've got with number one is every time I've backed William Pike,
Yeah.
I cannot catch him. So I'm going to leave him out, and I flipped the coin because it's a Hayes horse.
Yeah.
So I've sort of gone for a bit of value in this because, as I said, there's a lot of horses in here that are coming back. I've gone for the nine in good order.
Okay.
I've gone for the nine to beat the 14. No, so yeah, the nine to beat the 14 and the four. The four, I'm just a bit worried with the barrier. I put a little note in, little barrier, little, even though it's barrier nine, a little bit worried. For those that are playing the multis, this is actually a pretty good race because there's a lot of chances. I've gone 9, 14, 4, 12, and 2. So if you can have a look at some of those numbers, see what you like. And I just think the nine's where it wants to be. And coming back in grade, um, I think it's, I just, I just think it's the right class for this horse, and he's paying $8. So for me, I'm going to go 9, 14, and 4, and a couple of roughies, 12 and 2.
Beautiful. Right, then we head down south to Victoria, Caulfield. We'll do races nine and 10 there. Race nine, I've kicked it off. It's for me, it's one of our best bets. I think it just leads and wins. Number one, Beast Mode, $2.20 to win in career best form, and he's just a different horse since the blinkers have been applied. Will lead and take catching again. What's your thoughts on that race?
Yeah, look, I think he's the one to beat. Definitely the one to beat. I've gone 1, 6, and 2, a little bit of value. I think there's only top five in that, so I kept it down. But I can't see I really can't see it getting beat. I mean, the two's got great form. You can't knock it. And the six, nice odds. I don't think there's going to be rain. You got any rain? You don't know if there's any
Not
rain come. I
really.
don't think there
Maybe
is.
a meal or two, but stuff all really. Yeah,
Yeah,
should still
yeah,
be a good
I
track, I
know.
think.
So
It'll be
look,
warm.
we're pretty much right on the ball with that. I think just this thing's just going to get a nice set. Craig Williams on it. You know what I mean? He's been on it twice for a win and a third. So, yeah, mate, he's the one to beat. Definitely 1, 6, and 2.
Beautiful. Then we head on to race 10. I've gone with some value here. It's first up. May need the run. It'd be 1 to 5 through the run, through its prep. Race 10, number 6, Illy Ivy, $7.50. We get near. Really hit its straps last prep. Drawn well to track at genuine speed. And if fit enough, this horse can fly over the top late. Should sit right behind Gracie's Reign, who will set a genuine tempo.
Yeah, correct. I just think Grace's Reign, again, barrier for me is an issue. It's going to have to use a bit of fuel. They've decided to stick um, an apprentice on to claim 3 kilos. And I think you're right. I think it may be a little bit vulnerable at the end. I've gone the 3 is a bit of a danger.
Yep.
Dollar shot. I don't mind it. And Paradise City, one of Moody's horses. I quite like it a bit. So I just think, the 1, 3, and 4.
Beautiful. Right, now we head over to Ramwick. Race 8, I've gone with number 3, West of Africa. We're getting around $11, $3.50 here. Does have an okay second up record. Ran on well first up. Drawn ideally to hopefully set a little bit closer. Will be fitter, and at these odds, it's a must play each way runner.
Again, you find them, mate. You just I I've gone for a bit of value here.
Yeah.
Where are we? Race 8. I've gone for a bit of value, and I just like this horse. I just think Zach Lloyd, number 9, Gallant Star.
Yeah.
He's another one. Comes back in grade. 1400. He's won 3 placings. I just think he's at that's his sort of race. The 4. Where are we? Know thyself. Look, if it drew a little closer, I just worry about first up with it. But I think that's a knockout horse, and you can get, I think, $11 boosted. And it's had 11 starts for 7 wins and 2 or 3 placings. It's had 3 starts for a win and a second. It's not an overly hard race. Jockey's been on it 7 times for 6 wins, and you're
Yeah.
getting, $9, and it clearly it can get out and run. So depending on how fit it is, and again, as you know, horses, you don't know a lot of these horses, but it's been twice at Randwick, 2 times for 2 wins. So it's good enough for me at 9.50. You know me, I like looking for value. Anyone can pick a
100%.
$1.20 favourite winner, and we picked them last week. And as you know, I hate favourites, and both got rolled.
There's nothing
So,
worse,
mate,
worse when you tip a favourite and they don't do the job for you. Makes you wonder
no,
what.
no, no. But you got the knack, mate. You got the knack for the first starters, and as you've said many times, that's what pays to look at those,
It
trial
does.
forms.
Yeah.
So it does pay. So I'm just going to stick with the 9 in there. I just think the 9's a good chance with the 4 as a danger.
Beautiful. Now we'll head up north a bit further up to Brisbane. Eagle Farm, race 7. I've gone with a fair old roughie here. I know Grafter Burners probably should win, but I've gone with number 8, Spanish Treasure. Has shown some talent in All Starts last prep. Drawn well and has trialled up nicely coming into this first up assignment. Plenty of speed on here. So I'm not sure where Grafter Burners gets to from the inside draw. May get held up because it doesn't have as much speed as the North as a New South Wales horse going up there, which is race Shenandoah River. I think that has the speed to cross from barrier 11, and there's plenty of others that Damien will go forward as well. So I'm just not sure where Grafter Burners gets to. Hopefully, mine Spanish Treasure can sit just behind him in barrier 3 and could run a drum at big odds. It run well in a recent trial, so just having a bit of a small wager on that one.
You look, and there's as again, I went through this because it's a very interesting race. there's a couple of maidens in there where you know I don't think they I think the number 8 and 4 I think they're both maidens.
Yep.
Yeah, one of the
Uh,
Gollins, I like it. Spanish Treasure, and the other one, Matty Dunn's horse. Like he's a genius at setting horses up. I mean, it's 20 to 1. Got beat, got wide. There's a lot of stories for it. Up the straight, he got whacked and hit. So change of jock, 20 to 1. And like you said, craft burner off the inside, I don't think it's a good thing. I think he's going to get buried in that. There's a lot of speed on there. And I do like yours. It's a funny race. But, on a horse going as good as him, you think craft burner's the one that beats still.
yeah,
I
definitely.
still think he can win. Damien, there's a big follow on him. He's a horse, up and coming horse, and I think he's a real genuine, horse that can probably knock him off. Again, he's the same, not a lot of early speed. So you just got to see how the track's playing, I suppose, on that day, and
Yeah,
who's going to go where and what's going to go hard. But it's a very, very, very open race, with probably 4 or 5 decent good chances with yours on there. But I still think the favourite's going to be hard to beat. But I think if anything's not going to knock it off, it's Damien, and I think the one you said, Spanish Treasure.
mm,
Was it not the one you said, the 8,
yep,
Spanish Treasure?
yep,
Yeah, so that's the one I sort of kind of like, and it's the same. It's a maiden still coming into a
yeah.
race,
Well,
but I can see it's good, and it's good value at $23. So
I've got that in my
you go
tips for
1,
tomorrow.
2, and 8, I suppose, at the end of the day in that one.
Beautiful. Now we head off to race 8. It's a pretty even affair. The Moreton High Low Knee Stakes. I'm going with number 3, Orton. I also like Tabs as well. There is plenty of speed. This horse flew home last start to run third. We'll appreciate the firmer track here. It's been running on softer tracks. Hopefully, can slot in midfield from the awkward draw and fly late. Even, I know you were going to say accredited. Do you love that horse? You going accredited?
I was just about to say, come on, mate, you
Yeah,
cannot, after all the knocks we've had on that horse.
I
You
know.
know
That's
what I mean? I
yeah.
said to
Well,
myself, I'm never going to back this horse again because he's the unluckiest horse. But if he don't win that race, I
it's a
mean,
lot.
that
It's an easier
is
race. It's a much easier
that
race.
is just a horrible, easy race for a horse of his kind. I thought he'd be $1.50. I like another horse at Eagle Farm. I think I've already put it up on the page today. I put Eagle Farm number 3, race 3 number 10, and race 8 number 6 is my 2 best. And I put them in, and I've had $1,000 on it all up on those 2. That's going to be my Christmas bonus, and I'll be pretty disappointed if both those don't get up. But accredited from the inside draw in that field, um,
It
if
shoot
he
your
gets beat,
instinct.
seriously, we've got to give up. But yeah, look, I never looked at anything else in that field.
Yeah.
Like it's a horrible class of field compared to what he's been used to. And again, you know, this what are they in there? 15 in there. There's
Yeah.
15, 11 chances to win a race, but
Yeah.
if he don't win it, I'm going to be very disappointed. So I've not looked at anything, mate. So he's my best bet of the day.
Beautiful.
Accredited.
Is that all you've got for the weekend? Or you got anything else?
No, mate, I did a little bit of stuff today. I think at Kilcoy there was one. I didn't even check if they've gone around yet at Kilcoy. I like race 5, number 7 at Kilcoy. Did that go around yet?
Where are we
Let's have a
today?
look and see how we go. Is
Race
it today
5.
or tomorrow?
Come second. Be exact. Be exact. Is that what it's called? Race 5, number 7.
Yeah, race 5, number 7.
Come
Was that
second.
today?
Yeah, come second.
There you go. And I think there was one at Lismore. I had race 6, number 8.
Please more
No,
that
never
hasn't.
run a drum. There you go. We've saved some money. But I had a look at those today. But look, there's a couple of good horses in race 3 at here's another one that I really can't see it getting beat. If it gets beat, I'll be another one that's pretty disappointed. In race 3 at Eagle Farm, I'll just go into race 3 Eagle Farm. I've gone for the 10. McAvoy doesn't bring him around here. Emily Lang on. Barrier is my only concern.
Yep.
But look, he's again a different class of horse to what he's racing up here against. And I just think he's an absolute moral, that horse. He just needs a bit of luck. I think Emily can guide him and get him a good path. I think it can win. As I said, I like it credited. Murray Bridge, if you want to follow in some of Murray, I call it Money Bridge today because I think we'll get the chocolates at Murray Bridge. I've gone race 3, number 6 at Murray Bridge, race 4, number 8, and race 8, number 1 at Murray Bridge. So if you want to throw something around them. And Randwick, I've gone race 4, number 9. Caulfield, race 4, number 9, and race 9, number 1. Oh, we've already said race 9, number 1, so we've done that. But that's about it, mate. I've gone through them all, but my 2 for tomorrow, and I'll be very, very shattered. Is if we don't get race 3, number 10 up, and race 8, number 6. That's me, Chrissy Prezzies.
I've got 2.
Prezzy.
Oh, that'll be nice.
I want to be shouting up the top of the roof and go. So we'll see how we go. But yeah,
I'll hear from Melbourne.
I think everyone from wherever you'll be watching the races or wherever you'll be positioned, you'll hear Muzz scream if that thing gets up. I don't even know. I'll tell you how much it was. I actually got pretty good odds on them, I thought. $12.46.
Beautiful.
So there you go. And currently it is 11.78.
Nice.
So we got a bit of value there, a little bit of a push. So you're still getting good odds on them. I think they'd be a lot shorter. I think the 10 would have been a lot shorter if it drew better. But I'll take that. I just think it's a better class of horse up there. But it's a good day of racing. If the weather continues to be like this, then you've got to worry about the hard track. The wind.
And if they're going to make ground too, if it's a real firm track,
you look at the track.
A lot of on speed and a lot of on speed bias. I've got two value runners for Caulfield. I'll share. These are going to be my multi. I think they're going to be tough to beat. Race 4, number 4, Road Cone. I think there's not much speed in this race. I think it'll settle either leading or just outside the leader. And if you watch its race, 3rd up last prep over similar distance, just done the exact same thing and just streeted them by about 5 lengths. I think it can go close. Everything sets up perfect there, getting a dry track. And race 6, number 4, nearly won last start, gets a firmer track here to suit. Rue de Royale will settle on speed and will take catching as well in a race with not that much speed. Besides, Freak of Nature can show a bit of speed, but over 1,200, I think Rue de Royale is a little bit nippier than it. So
it is, and a very smart man said to me, McAvoy doesn't take horses interstate unless they're going to win. So my one's a McAvoy one in race 3, and yours is a McAvoy one in race 6. So maybe we have a look at that also. But my guy didn't tell me much about that one, but I'll have a look at that now because it's another McAvoy horse. So very, very astute. And when he goes away, I think we'll look at it. And I haven't had a look at anything at Randwick. We need to have a look at who's in the last race because we need to make sure, if anything, Mr. B, where is he? Just got to check, mate. If we've got him in the last, I don't care what he's got. We've got to have something on him. No Bjorn. I think in the last. He's an absolute freak, that bloke. I think I did a stat on him the other day, and out of the last races everywhere in Sydney, I think he's nearly won all of them.
Really?
That he's been in. He's an absolute, just a freakazoid. No matter what price the horse is, they just get up in the last race. So it's a bit of a funny stat someone made me aware of, and I did check that. And you see him in there a lot of times in the last races up in Sydney. So
there you go.
Something for the viewers and the punters to have a look and keep an eye out.
I've actually got some stable mail. I'll just share a couple of them quickly. Tonight, Canterbury from the Neesham stable, race 6, number 6. Remember Jack, it's racing tonight. It's in for tomorrow, but it's not racing tomorrow. And there's another one too. I won't be back in this one, but apparently they reckon it's going to go well. Second up after a long break. Plundering. It's about $10. So it's second up off a long break. But yeah, so race 10, number 2 at Ramwick, paying $10 plundering. If you want to have a crack at that, some of you followers.
There's a few there for the punters.
Yeah, hopefully get a couple home for them. So that'll be good.
Yeah. Oh, we did get the cup one. We did manage to get a another $30 one up the other week, which was good.
Mm.
So yeah, look, we've been going all right. We've got
Yeah.
another week to go just before Chrissy. We'll get something here. Otherwise, this is our fill up stocking week and see how we end up for the following week. So,
Beautiful.
mate, all good from down this end. So you have a good, great weekend. All the punters be safe. Don't drink too much. Take it nice and easy. And hopefully we found you some winners and you can find some yourself and put them in those multis and clean up the bookies.
That's it. Thanks, Muzzer. Thanks, punters. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas to you, your family, and everyone out there. Be safe, whatever you guys do. God bless.
You too, mate. Cheers. See you
Bye.
later. See ya.